kimono. It looks a bit different when I'm actually wearing a hijab. Anyway, I'm actually in Hebron at the moment, and today we're just going to go around and see the different sides of the Israeli and also the Palestinian side of Hebron. There's a lot of complex things going on, so let's go on. There's no exaggeration to say that if you want to go and understand the Israel-Palestine conflict, go to Hebron. First on our tour, we headed to the Ibrahimi Mosque, which is the Muslim side of the Cave of the Patriarchs, and this is where we saw our first taste of military control in the area and high security segregation. The 2,000-year-old building was built by King Herod the Great and is considered to be the oldest continually used prayer structure in the world. The Ibrahimi Mosque, as it is known to Muslims, or the Cave of the Patriarchs as it's known to Jews, is said to be the tombs of Abraham and Sarah, Isaac and Rebekah, and Jacob and Leah. This site is considered by Jews to be the second holiest place in the world, after the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. Due to ongoing conflict, including several massacres, particularly one by a Jewish terrorist who killed 29 Muslims and injured scores of others in 1994, access is restricted for Jews and Muslims. What I am showing you is the Muslim side, as I was not allowed to film on the Jewish side. After visiting the mosque, we headed to Haram Street in the old city of Hebron, which is a dense warren of alleyways. The area is considered part of the Israeli-controlled area of Hebron, but operates as a buffer zone. The no man's land arrangement creates a lot of problems. Neither Israeli military or the Palestinian police operate there, which makes it quite difficult for residents to report crimes or disturbances. Whilst in the streets, we spoke to shopkeepers who spoke about the difficulties of making a living in the area when Jewish settlers throw rubbish and sewage at them. They have also had their shops closed down in the early 1990s by the Israeli Defense Force. The political situation in the city is so volatile that it has required numerous peace deals between Israel and Palestine over the years. Ever since the 1997 Hebron Agreement, the city has now been divided into two sectors, H1 and H2. H1 is controlled by the Palestinian Authority, where the vast majority of Palestinians live. H2 is under Israel control, and it's where about 30,000 Palestinians and about 1,000 Israeli settlers live. When tensions start to rise, as famously happened when the US decided to move their embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, they often start to boil over in Hebron first. Outside the old city, Hebron is bustling. The city's economy makes up more than 30% of the West Bank's economy, which is mainly from limestone mining and agriculture. At no stage being an incognito Jew did I ever felt unsafe or unwelcome. The locals went about their day, and those curious enough came and said hello to us, especially when we were in the cash bar area. They were encouraging us to come and buy in their shop, but whilst I was there was no feeling of uneasiness or tension. Despite only 2 weeks prior, a Jewish settler was murdered not very far from Hebron by a Palestinian terrorist. had a tour around the Palestinian-controlled area, we had lunch at our tour guide's house before we then met with our Israeli tour guide, and we then headed out into H2, which is the Israeli-controlled part of the city. The biggest Jewish settlement in Hebron is called Abraham Avenue. Jews migrated from Spain and lived in this area in Hebron for hundreds of years alongside Arab residents. We then visited their synagogue, which was built in 1540, but Jews fled the city in 1929 after a massacre led by Arabs killed 67 Jewish people. The synagogue still has its original centuries-old Torah scrolls, thanks to a Jewish boy who rescued them on the eve of the 1929 massacre. Jews began the highly controversial settling in the area as early as 1968, but the current community only has about 1,000 Jewish people, and it takes up a handful of the buildings, which is about 3%. The area, which is mostly off-limits to Palestinians, really does look like a ghost town. One thing you will notice is the presence of Israeli soldiers everywhere. In honesty, I did feel a lot safer when they did stop us at each checkpoint than other places that I've actually visited around the world. Obviously, there was a lot of content I couldn't film because of their presence, as officially you're not supposed to actually film them or film anywhere in their area. After this tour, I think I was really actually more confused than what I was before. In one way, the Palestinians have actually been hard done by the treatment the Israelis have given to them. And it was an actual situated thing where you can see how difficult it was to have a normal life. Whereas from a Jewish settler point of view, they really actually kind of refer much to their concern of their religious right to be there and also what happened to them in the 1929 massacre. Honestly, I don't think there is really an easy answer for this. I do think that any form of peace is quite unattainable. But as our Jewish tourist guide said, to be confused is knowing that you're now understanding the conflict. Thank you for watching this vlog, and I hope you are able to understand this a little better. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and also make sure to subscribe to my channel for more content. Ka kite!